Alright guys, so next we have the first Hokage, Shodai Hokage, Hashirama Senju. Now of course, he is clearly one of the best characters in the game, which makes sense because he's also one of the strongest characters in the canon of Naruto. Now, there's a couple things I do want to go over. So, the reanimation Hashirama right here. I am a little triggered that there's not an alive version of Sage Mode Hashirama, similar to how I was a little triggered with Madara. We'll get to that once we get over to Madara, who's over there. Alright, but anyway, Hashirama, his reanimation Edo Tensei Sage Mode version is pretty much identical to the one from Ninja Storm Revolution, but he does have a different awakening. And he also does have the ability, he can use the Shadow Shuriken clone jutsu. You could pick that. Now, the one interesting thing about the first Hokage is, so we have the Edo Tensei version, that's a Sage Mode. And then here's just the normal, first Hokage version. These are completely separate characters. Everything about them is different. All of their combos, their attacks, their jutsus, it's all different. It's weird that they're in the same spot. I don't think any other character is really like that. I guess you could say Minato is kind of like that as well, since his reanimation and his alive versions are completely different. But most other characters, if they have like a completely different form, it's a different character slot. Look at Sasuke, for example. He's got all the different character slots. Naruto, I guess, is probably the closest example, because this Naruto, the Tail Beast Bomb, the Massive Rasengan Mega Barrage, and then, of course, the Rasen Shuriken Naruto, these three are all different with slightly different combos, but the combo variant is very, very small in that, on his neutral combo, he'll finish up, he'll have two clones in the air, and one will jump down and knee you. And then, on this one, the end of the combo, the two clones will instead create a Rasengan and hit you with that. And then on this one, they'll create a Cho Odama Rasengan instead and hit you with that. But, the first Hokage here, his shit is completely different. And then the third one is just his Hokage outfit. This is just the normal alive Hashirama right there. Alright, so I guess let's get in here to Hashirama. We'll probably take a look at his Shadow Shuriken Jutsu and then finish up with his finished picture and then go into his awakening. Because again, his awakening is completely new. Alright, so here it is. He could do the Wood Dragon Jutsu, which was in Ninja Storm Revolutions, and the Shuriken Shadow Clone, which I love this as an assist. I fancy myself, I'm an okay Naruto player. If I played anyone who was like serious about this game, I would get wrecked for sure. I'm not like a pro fighting Naruto fighter, but I do love having this right here, the Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu as an assist, as like a crutch. Oftentimes, I'll run Hashirama as my main so I can pick the Shuriken Shadow Clone. Then I'll bring the last Sasuke, and then Reanimation Minato is who I'm actually using. And then my two assists are that, amazing Amaterasu Fireball that Sasuke shoots out, and then the Shuriken Shadow Clone. And that really allows me to pressure my opponent with Minato's speed while I have these two amazing assists coming in. That's usually how I'm handling stuff. But alright, let's get in here. Alright, so since we're here, I figure I might as well just show off a lot of Hashirama's moves. We've already seen them. Hashirama, definitely one of my favorite characters in this game. Obvious. It's the fucking first Hokage in Sage Mode, of course. Like, his combos, like, just the massive area of effect that they hit, just with him using those wood clones and all of that, are just so brutally effective. And then his tilt, he does the seals, that thing he was using against the Ten Tails. Let's go ahead and bust this out. And do the little down combo. Boom! Get these fucking hands! That's like the best thing about Hashirama, is he tells him, what? Go back! What the hell? No, I wanted... Motherfucker. I love that, because, if you're using Hashirama, you could say, catch these hands. And there's a very literal meaning to that, since there's hands all over the place. Okay, so let's just go ahead and finish this. Are you fucking kidding me? Karina's not dead yet? Oh, bitch, come on. We're ready to be done, thank you. Okay, now, again, like I was saying, catch these hands. Oh, what? God damn it. Yeah, okay, so... You fucked me up, Yugito. But yeah, at this point, I had started to take the characters out that do the substitution jutsu. It's Yugito, Kimimaru, Shisui, Jiraiya's one, right? Alright, anyway, like I was saying, catch these hands. Oh, what's that, Madara? You want a little wood dragon? I got you, fam. Have a little this. Bah! One cool thing you could do with the wood dragon that I really like is you could charge it, and then you could put it up from beneath them. Now, in my experience, that is a lot more effective than, say, Sasuke's Onyx Chidori, where he teleports, because it's a little harder to tell exactly what Hashirama's doing right here. You know, because Sasuke is a clear giveaway. You see him charging up the Chidori in his hand. But Hashirama, it almost looks like he's just charging. So, you know, and it comes out quick enough that sometimes your opponent won't be able to tell. It also is great if your opponent is just sitting there charging and you could do it as well. So that's another thing that makes Hashirama really good. Alright, but let's just jump into this awakening. So if you guys remember in Ninja Storm Revolution, Hashirama's awakening was the giant statue with all of the hands. Now, that is it's different here in Ninja Storm 4, because if you guys remember, a couple awakenings that those characters had in that game. We're gonna check the grab in a second, but a lot of the awakenings of the characters in that game, Madara, Obito, and Hashirama are three that come to mind immediately. They had these gigantic awakenings that would take you to kind of like a special battlefield, and it wasn't like just a normal fight in this type of area, if you guys remember. All three of those characters have different awakenings here in this game. Of course, Hashirama now has just the wood golem, rather than the whole Shinsu Senju statue. You know, the 1,000-arm statue shit that he busts out. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's just check out his ultimate, or not his ultimate finish, but his, yeah, so that's his unguardable attack right there. It's like a almost Jugo huge type attack. Since we're here, I guess we might as well get the finished picture on Madara, huh? Because they definitely will have one. Alright, so let's see what the finished picture is with Yugito is there fucking again. This bitch Yugito. Trolling me. I didn't notice again. God damn it. These substitution ultimate jutsu characters are putting a real hindrance on me, damn it. Now anyway, Madara. Oh yeah. Very high quality picture right there. I love how you do get some glimpses of that fight earlier on in the show, and Madara is basically just riding the Ninetales, and Hashirama just uses a scroll to bring out 1,000 weapons. And at that point, you don't really get to see the OP abilities that they have. Then they return to that fight way later, like the camera basically, like right at the point where Madara and Hashirama bust out like their god abilities, the camera kind of just turns away. And then it comes back a couple hundred episodes later when Hashirama busts out this 1,000-foot statue with 1,000 hands, and Madara busts out the perfect Susanoo. It's like, oh, hello there. Yeah, you guys certainly were the strongest, huh? Alright guys, so next we'll work on the alive version of Hashirama, the non-Sage mode as well. There's not really a lot going on with him. We could just swap between these two jutsus, and then also he does have a different ultimate finish picture, or at least he should. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish this off. There is Hashirama's jutsu, the wood style forest destruction. And then let's go ahead and finish Hinata off with his ultimates. Alright, so next we have the Edo Tensei version of Tobirama, the second Hokage. Now, we do have his Alive version and his Edo Tensei version. As far as I'm aware, I don't really think there's any differences. Both versions can use these four jutsus. The Tandem Paper Bomb, the Explosive Bite of Water Dragon. The Explosive Bite of Water Dragon was in the game previously, so we've already seen that. So let's go ahead and check out the Tandem Paper Bomb. Tobirama! I do really like that water wall technique. This is actually a pretty good assist, too. Just because of like how wide it is. Very high area of effect. A lot of moves are good like that because they have that wide effect. And then, of course, here we have the Tandem Paper Bomb. This is the move that Tobirama used against Six Paths Obito. Although it wasn't, you know, in a pool of water. Badass, though, for sure. Alright, so I figured I'd play around a little bit. Here we have, this is just first Hokage in his Hokage outfit. I figured we'd get a quick look at him before we move on to a live Tobirama. You know, it's just an alternate outfit for him. Not bad, though, not bad. Alright, so we'll come back over to Tobirama. Tobirama, of course, like all water users, does also have the ability to use the Water Dragon Jutsu, which I suppose is useful. You know, obviously that's not a bad thing to have. And yeah, it looks like Tobirama's combos, I did just want to confirm, but they all are the same thing. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, and then he also, of course, has the secondary ultimate, this one right here. One thing that is cool is that the Hokages do have different pictures for their alive and reanimated versions, which I appreciate, for sure. Alright guys, so next we have the third Hokage. Now the first thing I do want to mention is he does have three outfits. He has his Edo Tensei version, his normal ninja clothes version where he fought against Orochimaru, and then he has his Hokage outfit. Now I do believe that they all are exactly the same. There's not really any differences at all. And not only that, but all three of them can use all of these jutsus. Let's show off, because the Fire Style Massive Combo Jutsu, this is something he used in his Edo Tensei version right near, you know, the end of the series. We'll show that. The Dragon Flame Bombs is a jutsu exclusive to him, so we'll do that. Also, another, how disrespectful that they gave Jiraiya, like, the fucking Rasengan, and that's it, when he showed so many techniques, the earth, you know, all the frog techniques, the earth style, you know, mud swamp, the fire bombs. He used all that shit, and they didn't give him any of it. I hate that. I really wish they had put a little more effort into some of these characters. I mean, Jiraiya, come on. Alright, so here we got the third Hokage. I do like his jutsu, I guess. I like his jutsu a lot better if I'm using the third Hokage than having it as an assist. I'm not good at getting that as an assist to connect. I don't know, maybe because it's just so... Like, once you see where the third fires that off, it's pretty easy to dodge it, but I don't know. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out this new ultimate he's got. Oh, yeah! Now, of course, this jutsu is awesome because the third uses one of every element, which is super, super badass. Now, of course, that is what he uses to help defend the allied shinobi forces against, what's his name, Swirly, Gero, who's using one of the big wood-style, you know, statues like Hashirama, and he has Yamato kind of asleep, and he's controlling him. And then that's where Hiruzen busts that out. Pretty cool jutsu for sure. Alright, so here we have the third Hokage. We've got the Fireball Jutsu. Interesting that he only has a medium style, fireball. He doesn't have one of the giant ones like Madara or Rinnegan Sasuke does, which I guess makes sense. But, alright, so let's go ahead and finish it with this. Alright, so here's the third Hokage in his normal Hokage outfit. We'll fight Hashirama a little bit, have the Monkey Enma come in. And then, of course, he does also have the ability to put Water Dragon Jutsu out. I love how they gave that to basically every character. I mean, obviously, for someone like the third Hokage, it does make sense, but it still is kind of funny. But alright, let's go ahead and finish this off then. Alright guys, so next we have Minato-sama, the fourth Hokage. He doesn't have any different jutsus for any of his forms. I think you can select one of the two ultimates for the Hokage version, and I believe you can also do that with the Jonin version. Yeah, okay. But outside of that, he doesn't have any alternate jutsus. But I have found the reanimation Minato to be my favorite character in the game, so we'll probably take a full look at him, and I'll explain exactly why. Alright guys, so here is the Edo Tensei version of Minato. Now the number one thing I really love about him is his ninja move. This is very effective at kind of getting around, because it does kind of go so fast that sometimes your opponent might have a little trouble telling where you're going. Now, he does start to move that way before he teleports, but still, in the midst of battle, while assists are flying all out, like, the Ninja Storm fighting is so fast that it can be incredibly effective, I've found, in just dodging around. Now, I don't really ever use his grab, because it's not like super fast. There is a little bit of a startup, but once you get past that first animation, it is pretty easy to get off. His tilt is also not something I usually use, but it is pretty handy in that, once you put that little marker on, you can then tilt back over and teleport at any time. I've found that I don't personally think that lasts long enough to really be that effective for me. Plus, you do have to be so close to get it off. I don't know, maybe I'm just, too much of a scrub. But I'm usually not able to get that off effectively. Then, of course, he just has a Rasengan, which I found that Minato has one of the best Rasengans because it's so fast. I don't think it's not quite as fast as, say, Shippuden Naruto, but it is still, it comes out quick enough that it's fine. And then you can charge and do this, but likewise to how I don't think Sasuke's Onyx Chidori is that effective, I don't really think that is a very effective jutsu, because it's very easy to see Minato holding that Rasengan over there, and then you just block and you're not going to get hit by it. So that's not really that effective of a jutsu. But again, Minato, the speed of his Rasengan is so useful. And then people get caught in it and they start to get frustrated. And then, you're on a path to victory. Also, probably the best thing about Minato, maybe for a player like me, is that Minato has, in my opinion, one of the 2 or 3 best ultimates in the game. Shooting out all of those, his kunai like that, or his size, they track pretty well, and it is very safe to spam that. Like, you're not exposing yourself to a hard counter doing that. That's why it's a little broken, and it's, even online, you can catch people with that, where online, hitting people with ultimates is not the best way to go about it, but with Minato, you can actually catch people with his ultimate. Alright, so here's Minato's awakening, where he uses the Nine Tails power. Now, I've found that this is one of the best awakenings that does not have one of the giants. Like, this is not quite on par with one of the Susanos, but I've found that this is easily one of the best awakenings where you're just, you know, a power-up for the character. Because this Minato is so fast, and his combo, your combo range is so fucking ridiculous in this form. It's bananas. Like, you just stand over here and you do that, so that's not quite close enough. But still, like, you get that, and then you're just in a combo in a second. That tends to frustrate people so much. You can't fight that awakened Minato head-to-head, or you will lose. Because he outranges everything. And he's so fucking fast, you cannot catch him. Very, very good. I do not like his unguardable attack. That's just where he creates that Rasengan. I've found that it's way too slow to be effective in any way. But it's, you know, his just regular speed overall as a character is probably my favorite thing about him. In this game, I tend to focus more on speed for characters. I find that that is more effective. And then here is his tilt, which I don't like his tilt as much because you can't combo it. But I guess at that point, if you could combo out of this, that would be fucking broken. So I understand why. And then, of course, his jutsu, it's just his ultimate jutsu, except it basically then goes into a normal Rasengan, which is really hard to dodge. That shit is so good. Alright guys, so here we have Minato when he's alive. He is pretty good because I could tell right away that his Rasengan is a little faster. Then when he charges it, it goes into this one, which honestly, I guess I would prefer that over what he does with his Edo Tensei version, but it's fine. And then I do like that tilt a lot better as well. Him tossing out that kunai, or the sai or whatever, and then it leads into a... Look at this. Look at the fucking range on that. Like, that is fucking incredible, man. That's really good. That's definitely better than the Edo Tensei version. But the big thing with me is the Edo Tensei, his awakening and his ultimate jutsu are way better. But I can see how everything else with this Minato does seem to be a little bit more effective. But his grab, I'm not the biggest fan of his grab. While it does have pretty good range, it has such a, like, long startup that I don't think it's very effective at all. That picture that they showed of the 4th and 3rd Hokages right there, that was during Jiraiya's death scene when he thinks about how he couldn't protect either his teacher or his student. So emotional. That is a really awesome picture right there. Alright, so alive Minato, his awakening I don't think is as good, but this right here is pretty useful. He does the Flying Raishin level 2, which is what he uses to beat Toby when they fight the little things down there. It is pretty solid, I'd have to say. That's quite effective as a technique, but really that's pretty much the only, like, super special thing he's got about his awakening. Outside of that, most of his techniques are pretty much exactly the same. Like, he's still got the Rasengan Barrage, still all of those normal techniques like that. So, I definitely think the Edo Tensei awakening is a lot stronger. Although it does not have one of those little things at the bottom left. Those are pretty useful techniques to have. But the speed and the range of the Edo Tensei awakened Minato, it's too much. It's just way fucking too much. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the finished picture. We're using his other ultimate jutsu now, just the Jonin version of Minato. Alright guys, so here we have the Jonin version of Minato and then the suit version. The suit version is just the Jonin version. That's why I don't really particularly prefer this Minato at all over any of the others. But, you know, it's a cool thing that they put in. You know, they put all of those suit characters in for Ninja Storm Revolution. I did notice that the prices of those DLC are very high, so clearly that was them wanting to get a little extra bucks from the Naruto fans. For the most part, DLC doesn't bother me and how, like, you know, companies want to get an extra buck or whatever. But, I mean, some of the Ninja Storm DLCs have been a little redonkulous. I definitely will say that. Alright, so let's just go ahead and finish this up with the ultimate picture for Jonin Minato, which might be the same as his Hokage version, I'm not sure. It is, okay.